Yeah! They squabbling out there now. Yeah!
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's popping? Top of the afternoon to you. All that's good. All the scans. You know how it goes. Figured I'd step in here for a few minutes. I gotta unfortunately re-edit my let me tell you a quick story before I even get into this. So I gotta re-edit my videos that are my intros. So that's why I haven't been playing my intros lately. It was something that subsequently happened, and I got alerted to it, or whatever the case may be, from a friend. Appreciate you. Know what I'm saying? It's the, hey, yo, cut that out right there. Don't do that. That's all right. So from now on, I gotta do another little trick or whatever that I learned. But we're gonna get into it or whatever. I'm just gonna wait for a few people to get in here. I don't want nobody to miss nothing, and I'm also just sharing this right now. So give me a second, guys. We're gonna get into it. Let me tell you, what y'all think y'all seeing ain't actually what y'all seeing. You know what I'm saying? Ruby, what's going on? What's shaking? I'll let y'all know what y'all think y'all seeing with this whole thing ain't actually what y'all seeing. You heard? So, as many of y'all, if y'all know, I'm gonna start right now because like she here and she always supports the channel. So, if you guys don't know, this recently a Detroit inmate was able to secure $100 million judgment. It was a judgment. But why was it a judgment? The judgment was in default, unbeknownst to Puff. I say Puff. I don't do the Diddy thing. You know that. A judgment was given in the case. The judgment was for $100 million, but it was by default. Default meaning this: no one showed up or responded to the court date. I want you to underline that. No one responded or showed up to the court date. This does not mean this man is guilty. This does not mean that this man has done this, done that, or whatever. Quite the contrary. When you hear the details and you actually understand who you're defending, who you're haranguing, who you're saying, hey, we got one over on him. Oh, no. No. I'm going to carry into another story here, too, in a minute that also involves Puff that I saw pop up, and I saw that lady TT try to give her tea on. You know what I'm saying? You need to stop, man. You're not in the circles. Stop it. I know you're not in the circles because I be in the circles, and I don't ever see you there. Now, continuing on. This inmate, which he's an inmate at the Detroit County Correctional Facility. This inmate. And you know why he's an inmate? Because this rotten piece of ass has over 14 charges. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 charges involving sexual assault. So when you hear this man in the video, and I put up the clip for you, and I'm going to play the clip in case you guys don't know, and then I'm going to bring you back into it, all right? So I'm going to play the clip for you right here. This is just what I doctored up real quick just to get to the PowerPoints and everything like that so you just understand the grasp of what's going on. Here we go.
From the What's Going Down episode of That's My Mama.
Derek Lee Cardello Smith, sir.
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Sir, where are you currently located?
I'm located at the Ernest C. Brooks Correctional Facility, 2500 South Sheridan Drive.
Snitch. Also known as Sean Puffy Puffs. And this is file number 24.
And he made me a financial offer of $2.3 million to allow what happened to me to go away. First, I'll just thank you for giving me the hearing. Thank you for setting a pretrial on this matter. Thank you, Your Honor.
There is proper service. Mr. Combs has neither appeared nor responded to this request, so I'm going to grant your motion, a preliminary injunction, temporary restraining order, and order that the defendant and their agents are hereby enjoined temporarily for a period of 90 days from the sale, transfer, or exchange, trade, or transaction of title or deed to the property listed as the address and placed on the market by defendants for the amount of $70 million. And this property and estate belonging to or connected to defendant Sean Combs shall cease and desist. Any and all trades, transactions, or otherwise stop the process of any further actions on this property being continued, and this shall have an immediate effect.
Most wannabes start fucking up fast and picking up speed.
I'm going to make this August 7th of 2024.
This is Topple Nation.
Snitch. Down Topple Nation.
Well done, Judy.
I knew from that moment on when I heard that judge, and I have the extended version, but when I heard that judge, and evidently, somehow or another, I even knew this before. Fuck with your boy, I'm loyal. You understand? Anyway, this was on my page 2 days ago. 2 days ago. All right. There were two things that were missing from this conversation. Actually, three things. One, this man is a 14-count career criminal. And he's also had other lawsuits that he's put out against other people. Now, there's two ways of looking at this from the judge. Either the judge has heard recent things that are going on in Puff's life and she just wants to get her celebrity attached to it, or either two, we have a situation where we have a judge and the judge, beknowns to what this man is saying in his suit, is claiming that they were served at this home. See, there's this home in Detroit that Puff owned. Puff owned property everywhere. Puff owned property everywhere. So there's this home in Detroit that Puff had ownership in. And I guess one time resided in for one reason or another. That much is obvious because it's written down and it's given as an address. What is not given as is the active address, meaning Puff don't live there. And somehow or another, this man contested in court this 14-count sexual assault POS that a lot of people are just, yay, he got a judgment. This is a sexual assault. The ladies, where y'all at? That's why I keep trying to tell y'all playing too much on the play of gender versus reality. Now, I understand you ladies when you don't like that video that you saw with Cassie or whatever. I understand that. But Puff ain't been convicted of nothing. This motherfucker that y'all rooting for, he has 14 times. This is a career criminal. A career criminal. Not a one-time offender, not a two-time offender. This is a 14-time sexual assault victimizer. I hear people out here rooting for. Yeah, he got a judgment against Puffy Lucky. He's the best. Yeah, we'll take him down. Yeah. That seems to be the sentiment of a lot of these ravenous people they have out here nowadays, don't you know? But I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this shit and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on with here? Is the judge in cahoots with him? Nah. What I think the judge might have did was she might have gave him due process. See, if Puff didn't have to show up for that hearing, even if he was served. That part you got to understand. The part is, it wasn't the fact that he didn't go up or answer to the allegations or whatever the case may be. And I'm going to go into a little bit more detail for you. But it wasn't even the fact that he didn't answer to the allegations or at behest was served in the traditional way. That's what we're really talking about here. And that's why I believe this whole thing is going to be tossed at the end of it. This man claims that Puff was served. There's not been anybody in that house, from what reports are saying, there's not been nobody in that house for years. Years. Just the taxes are paid on it. And no offense to anybody out in Detroit, but who in the heck would want to live in Detroit in 2024? In their right mind. The place looks bombed out. It's depleted. And it's not the people's fault. It's the city of Detroit and all the corruption that went on there for years and years, decades. Kawam Kirkpatrick and many others that aided to the deterioration of Detroit. So let's make that official. And it wasn't just Kawam Kirkpatrick. It was him, his wife, and several other officials, even all the way up until when they had the water crisis out there in Flint, Michigan. And after corruption, they didn't fix that water. And let's not forget, it was Puff and Mark Wahlberg that took the people water out there. Not your local vlogger to be sitting up nowadays talking all this. So we sooner forget. We sooner forget who was there, who was spending that bread. Because when Puff owned that water company and Mark Wahlberg owned that water company together, they were the first ones out there with their trucks, making sure that those people out there in Flint, Michigan, I don't care how you feel about them, got their due deserves and got clean water. Did they or did they not? I remember that. The trucks were out there. Same thing when people tried to jump down the throat of the man that owns Goya when during the pandemic, and I remember it, he pulled his trucks, his Goya trucks up in the Bronx and was sitting out there feeding people that were downtrodden because they had lost their jobs and everything else during the pandemic. And you know, they jumped on that man and tried to bash that man because he said at the time he was a Trump supporter. This is an owner of Goya. So we quick to forget who helped and who don't. Now, we're going to get to it. So anyway, moving forward, This guy claims the Puff, and the judge claims the Puff was served, even though Puff hasn't been in this house for years. Okay, cool. So you made a falsified claim and you said that he was served when he wasn't served. You have to serve him physically. You can't send no email and this type of thing, because the type of allegations and suit that it is, you have to do it in person. They send no email for no case like this. What the fuck is wrong with you? And we have no confirmation that there was even an email sent in a sea of emails that this busy man would get on any particular day. What's going on, Kareem Smith? Shout out to you. So I'm sitting there and I'm listening to everything, and I'm listening to Judge saying, and the whole entire video is different from what I played for y'all. For y'all just tuning in, I'm gonna play this again, just so y'all know what we're talking about here, and you're not lost in the source here, you dig? So I'm gonna play this real quick for you guys, and then we'll get back into
What's going down episode of That's My Mama.
Derek Lee Cardello Smith, sir.
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Sir, where are you currently located?
I'm located at the Ernest C. Brooks Correctional Facility, 2500 South Sheridan Drive.
Snitch.
Also known as Sean Puffy Puffs. And this is file number 24.
And he made me a financial offer of $2.3 million to allow what happened to me to go away. First, I'll just thank you for giving me the hearing. Thank you for setting a pretrial on this matter. Thank you, Your Honor.
There is proper service. Mr. Combs has neither appeared nor responded to this request, so I'm going to grant your motion, a preliminary injunction, temporary restraining order, and order that the defendant and their agents are hereby enjoined temporarily for a period of 90 days on the sale, transfer, or exchange, trade, or transaction of title or deed to the property listed as the address and placed on the market by defendants for the amount of $70 million. And this property and estate belonging to or connected to defendant Sean Combs shall cease and desist any and all trades, transactions, or otherwise stop the process of any further actions on this property being continued, and this shall have immediate effect.
Most wannabes start fucking up fast and picking up speed.
I'm going to date this August 7th of 2024.
Snitch. Down Topple Nation.
Well done, Judy.
Yeah, for y'all just tuning in, I wanted y'all to understand what was going on. So that gentleman that you see right there, he claims that Puff drugged him and sexually assaulted him a couple of back in the day or whatever. But being that this man has been in and out of jail for like the past 20 plus years, if this did happen, it had to happen decades ago, like decades ago. The only thing I want y'all not to get confused is this man didn't win $100 million. You understand what I'm saying? And he's still serving time. Do you want to know what he's serving time for before you say, hooray, yay, we got the T? For sexual assault. 14 of them in the past 2 decades, 14 of them. That mild-mannered man that y'all see, y'all heard speaking, yes, that I keep trying to tell y'all time and time again, y'all gotta stop listening to these soft voice. They the new wicked motherfucker. Anybody that you hear talk soft voice and they're a man, they talk soft voice all the time, be aware of them, pay attention to them, because they're usually hiding something. 14, Kareem, 14, yes sir, 14 of them. This man has a career criminal profile. You understand what I'm saying? Now, he claims that he has all these types of investments queued up with Puff. 25 years ago, before I even got there, 30 years ago, maybe it could have been a possibility that you had some type of dealings with him financially. I could believe that. He wasn't worth as much as he worth now, but you would really have to take that back. I would say at this point, it's 2024, 1995 would have made it. I would say you would have to take that back to like 91, 92 with Puff, if that was true. That would be the time, because by the time we got there in 2000, 2001, he had already amassed his millions because he already had his deal with Clive at the time. You understand what I'm saying here? He had already had his deal with Clive Davis at the time. So he was in a point where he was making millions. So why would I need the assistance of a man that's a 14-time? Now, see, a lot of these guys, let me get back to the story first. This man and this judge that presided over this, I guarantee you're going to find out sooner or later that there's something wrong here. You understand? First of all, this man wasn't served with anything physically. He was unbeknownst to him that he had to go to court, which I'm pretty sure of, or he would have showed up with it. Now, if you need to know the details of what you're missing here about this $100 million, what happened was earlier actually last week now, and I want to talk about something else at the end of this, and I'm going to make this a separate podcast too, talking about monetarily, just to prove my point about something. Last week, Puff put up the house that you guys saw raided. He put it up for sale. It's listed anywhere between 62 million to 73 million, depending on who you're asking. Okay, this guy claims 70 million. The house was bought for somewhere under 42, 43 million when it was originally purchased. So it's a good come up about $20 million if you get the lowest bid, maybe 30 if you get it at the highest bid, 30 million gain on it. So that's not bad for living in this house for under 10 years. That's a hell of an appreciation rate, if you ask me. So long story short, it depends on whatever measurement you get it in between there, whether you get 62 million or 73 million. You get what I'm saying? This guy claimed the pub was trying to sell the house for 70 million. That was his number. He claims this upon a meeting that they had at the jail, which he says his lawyer came in and later on an arbitrator, which he couldn't correctly sit there and define. And it's kind of like a financial arbitrator. They come in, they try to get you to, come to a compromise about some deal, whatever. So y'all had some type of business dealings. If this part of the conversation is true, which he says, and they offered him $23 million to walk away. You understand what I'm saying? If that part of the story is true. You understand what I'm saying? Because, Skinny, I'm going to tell you, especially if you're listening, nigga, if you're wrong, I ain't taking up for you. But in this case, ain't nobody perfect. But I don't believe this crap right here. And what I think might have happened with that judge was she was stopped because this is not the first injunction or suit that this man has tried to, go after and proceed with. He's also had several other suits that a lot of people don't know about this. I had to look into it with Mr. Cardoza here. This person, you understand what I'm saying? Which many of y'all been here, y'all never even heard of. That's why I said it's funny style here. If a contention, you could have took the $23 million. Why didn't you take it? It would have been in a better situation than you are right now. No, Mr. Cardoza wants to be seen in a different light in the public. That's why he goes after these high-profile trials like this and these high-profile artists. Like I said, he's done this with several high-profile people. Only thing you got to do is do your investigation of them. Y'all take people for flat rate what they say and don't look into who these people actually are. Many people didn't even know why this portly, literally, and I tell y'all all the time, watch one of them soft voice people. Let me tell you something. When we was doing our thing, I'm not talking about a bad boy, I'm talking about before then. When we was doing our thing, that's the first thing I would always check for, a soft voice dude. Like some people, their tone change or whatever, depending on what kind of mood they in, I get that. But if you consistently always talking in a soft voice, I don't trust you. Now, sometimes y'all have heard me on here once or twice alter my voice depending on who I'm talking to because everybody doesn't understand. You know what I mean? So sometimes you have to alter your voice slightly. But for the most part, I say at an 88.9% rate, y'all get the same person out of me. With this guy, I can guarantee you that ain't the case. And most of them people that talk that soft voice tone that are men, usually they always got another side to them because only women naturally talk, in my opinion, less aggressively. You understand what I'm saying? Or those with a feminine, how can I say it? A feminine flair talk softly like that. Or the third person I always found is a sneaky, benign, conniving example like this dude right here. And that's what we used to see out of dudes like this. The dude that would come through, he'd be like, hey, Rex, everybody, what's going on? That'd be the motherfucker you better watch. And that's who he is. 14 charges, and that's why you sitting in jail. Nobody even asked why he was sitting in jail. They were more happy with the fact that he got a lien against him. No, homie, that's just what it is. It's a lien. That means he can't sell the house. And if there is some exchange of monetary accessory, then it will be halted within that lien against the property being sold. That's all it is. This man didn't win no $100 million. In fact, if the story is true of what he's saying is they came in with a financial mediator, an arbitrator to try to, get things going. And they offered him $23 million. You should have took the $23 million because the only thing you got right now is a judgment. Now it went public. Everybody's talking about it. Now you're going to probably get zilch or less than $23 million if there was any money offered to you. I have a hard time believing that. What I think was he got privy to some information. He hurried up with his motion, filed the motion in court, and made it look like it was in sequence to what was going on. And that way it made it believable. He had this other thing to say, oh, there's so many things in the extended version of the clip that I showed you guys. He turns around at one point and says, oh, there's so much going on. He is so much trying to convince the world that a man is guilty of the same thing you currently serving time for. Let me run that by y'all again for all the slow people in the back. This man is trying to convince the world that another man is guilty of the same thing you currently doing time over and have 14 previous charges of doing time over. Homie, who the fuck you talking to? You got a lien against a property being sold. You didn't get $100 million judgment. What are we talking about? Like, how are y'all letting, listen, I'm gonna level with y'all. How are y'all letting goofy motherfuckers like this exist? How are y'all applauding for people like this? There is a set of people out there applauding for a man that is a 14-time sexual assault victimizer. To be quite honest, somebody in the neighborhood should have took him out 10 years ago. And he's going after young kids. Listen, let me tell you something, right? I ain't got no kids. For the most part, kids get on my fucking nerves. I ain't gonna lie to you, even the ones that's related to me. But one thing I will not see, because I'm an uncle and shit like that, one thing I won't see is, I won't see you around fucking with nobody's kids. That girl 14 years old. That girl 16 years old. That girl 13 years old. That girl 90 years old. The hell about her sexually attracted, Doug? You like them younger? There's a 21-year-old out here right now at the bar tonight. Trust me, you're going to run into her. You understand what I'm saying? 14 times in and out of jail. And this is the person y'all out here applauding for over Puff. Yeah, Puff in that video, what's the name? Putting his hands on Cassie. Yeah, I give it to you. I did a video about that too. But the part that y'all leaving out is this part. He wasn't taking over Jay from her. He wasn't taking over Jay from her. Now, I know a lot of y'all want to sit up here and talk about this thing with Dawn next. I know y'all wanted to go into that, right? And this ain't sitting here defending. This is just simply giving the facts here. And I'm gonna get into that segue with her in a minute, because I find that funny too. She waited to the day, Dawn, you waited. Listen, and we're not talking about, and I'm gonna play something for y'all in a minute so y'all understand what I'm talking about. We ain't talking about, when we talk about Dawn from Diddy Dirty Money, I was around these girls. You understand what I'm saying? If many of y'all are new to this channel, I worked for Puff for over 17 years. We were part of the street team and marketing department, and later on was responsible for everything from Ciroc to Revolt TV itself. There's dozens of videos on here to prove that, including reunion dinners and everything else. I am the real deal, which many of the people that are my old subscribers know that. I'm still in touch with people and members of the team, and even as of last year, when our reunion dinners, hopefully we have a rebuttal of that this year or whatever, and I served that company, and I still keep in touch with people that I've known for over 17 years in the music industry, and I will not be distraught by that from people that won't even donate $10 to me. You understand what I'm saying? But want me to be loyal to them. That don't make sense. You understand? These people are still giving me opportunities where the quote people don't want to give me any opportunities. Understand? So when you talk that big shit to me and you ain't throwing nothing in my Cash App, I don't want to hear that. Thank you very much. Got a new subscriber here. I appreciate it. So like I said, this man is a sexual assaulter. So if y'all want to go out there and yee-hoo, he got a case against Puff One. Yeah, he's a hero now. Gotta go ahead. What's that mean for you? What's that mean about you? That's basically the logic. I'll support one murderer, but I won't support the other murderer. That's how that break down. You understand what I'm saying? So let's not get it confused here. Let's stop making these mistakes. Let's stop making all this garbage talk or whatever, and play it for what it is. Y'all want to see this man taken down, and there seems to be a whole profile. I'm not saying he ain't wrong. You wrong for beating Cassie, homie. I can't defend that. And that's the only statement for all you other rappers that want to move away from him, all the people in the industry that he helped for years that want to move away from him, all the people that want to distance yourself. That's the only statement you have to say. I don't support what you did, but it makes no sense. And I'm talking to a lot of these artists out here because a lot of y'all motherfuckers be listening to me, and that y'all be surprised who listen to me. People in realms y'all couldn't even imagine listen to me. You understand what I'm saying? From the industry and not, but mostly from the industry listen to me because they know I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And everybody waiting for me to say some shit. I'm not a snitcher. I'm not gonna be like this hypocrite that was sitting up on. I don't do that. I'm not gonna share everybody's secrets, what I seen in 2015. I had 5 years ago I could have done that when I first got on here. I still ain't never did that. I've said that with one podcaster in my whole entire 5 years on here. One podcast. I ain't got to talk shit about them. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I've said that with one podcaster. Now, I will say to his attribute, it didn't go down bad because of a conversation about Puff. It was some other shit. So I will give him that. You understand what I'm saying? But the fact remains of this. When y'all having these little pity parties, these little tea parties, if you want to call them whatever, also make sure you get the facts. See, that's a problem that happens in these little gossip circles, these little tea circles. Everybody don't want to adhere to the facts. The world doesn't go down and it doesn't revolve and it's not measured upon how you feel inside or how your little circle feel inside on your YouTube group or none of that shit. The world don't revolve like that. The world revolves around the same three branches of government we've always had: judicial, educational, and you know the rest. So we ain't got to sit here, and judicial is what the one we're talking about here. We don't have to sit down, judicial, executive, and educational. These are three branches of government that they put the most money into in the backbone, if any, of our infrastructure here in this country. Because without education, none of these people can continue the jobs and descriptions of the jobs that they continue to receive. You understand? So I wanted to point that out with saying this. In that judicial system that we live by in this country, it is not privy to your thoughts, your articulation of the law, how you feel inside or whatever. It's what a judge presides over. And sometimes judges' rulings are even overturned. You see? But right now, I can't let y'all do that. I can't let y'all sit back and support a man that's been convicted multiple times of sexual assault because of pure simple fact you don't like one man that hasn't even been subpoenaed yet into a court. This was right here was a subpoena just because there was a case filed. That's the only reason. And I don't know, maybe him and Puff do have unfinished business. And maybe this is just retaliation tactics. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't win the money. Like I said, a lot of these dudes, they don't play the chess game. They play in chess. It's simple chess. You know, we could up the game load. I don't call playing checkers. They playing checkers, really. I don't call going up to chess really up in the payload either, because chess is a simple game. You know, there's very much mirrored games out there that are way harder depending on the culture you're dealing with. But I would even consider dominoes harder than chess. You know what I'm saying? Try to play dominoes and figure that out and let me know what you think. Anyway, long story short, and dominoes is more similar to cards. I say this to you, right? Whether Puff is right or wrong or whatever, one thing is apparent. Y'all got to watch who y'all supporting and who y'all sitting up here applauding for. A lot of times y'all be applauding for victimizers, people that always had ulterior motives, all kinds of shit. I don't like, when I talk about working with Puff for so many years, one of the things that's weird because we worked the Diddy Dirty Money campaign. Multiple states. We worked it in LA. We worked it in Miami, New York, of course. Jersey, we went down there with it. We worked multiple states with Diddy Dirty Money. Arizona. That was a project that any project usually involved them, I'm gonna be honest with you, usually had heavy promotion. You understand what I'm saying? So we worked that Diddy Dirty Money project. And Dawn, who's now claiming, oh, I was sexually assaulted. All right, where are you, huh? You were sexually assaulted, and they always come to everybody's privy after you were left off, what's the name? After you were left off of what? Go ahead, help me out there, because I'm trying to figure out something. When you was left off what? What was you left off of? Huh? That's just like the other one be sitting around doing her fake complaining. The white chick. I don't even remember her too much, but it's easy to make sense of that. She never had no case to go forward with. That's why she ain't never brought nothing. The only thing she does is go to the blog and things like that. Dawn, on the other hand, that was kind of surprising. I think a lot of it had to do with you was left off the Love album, and you felt like, because you made some mention about that, you couldn't understand it. Other people asked the question, why were you on the Love album? Maybe there was a project coming for you after that, and that was just the gear up to because make no mistake about it. One of the biggest singles off of the Love album, excuse me, not the Love album, Last Train to Paris, was Hello, Good Morning. I would say that was the biggest one. That was one of the biggest ones we were working right there. No matter where we played that shit at, it went off. You understand? But I want to emphasize what I was talking about here, how this is very strategic. And a lot of times these girls are being navigated by lawyers instead of themselves. A day after a judge ruled Sean Diddy Combs liable for $100 million in the default judgment for a sexual assault case, Dawn Richard, a singer in the former girl group Danity Kane, has sued the rapper and music mogul for sexual assault and inhumane treatment. Dawn, you was everywhere, state to state, smiling. Last time I saw them, we did a joint at Good Morning America in the park over there, Central Park. That was the last time I seen both of them. You understand? You were smiling the whole time then, behind stage and on stage. Richard, who formerly signed to Combs Bad Boys Records, also alleged she witnessed Combs physically and sexually abuse his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, on multiple occasions. Why you just saying something now? Oh, because it's popular. And you saw, what? A day after the judge ruled Sean Diddy Combs liable for a $100 million lawsuit. Here you come. After all these years, Richards, who joined Danity Kane in 2004 through Combs' reality show Making the Band, alleges in court documents obtained by Page Six that Combs subjected her to verbal abuse, calling contestants fat, ugly bitches and hoes, and forced her to work 48 hours straight. Shorty, you wouldn't be able to work 48 hours straight. Trust me on that. Listen. We used to, I'm gonna tell you my own shit in a minute, but let me finish this. As a result of overworking, the singer 41 said she lost a substantial amount of weight, became dehydrated, and developed rashes. Oh my God. Richards further claims that between 2009 and 2011, when she joined Combs in the group Diddy Dirty Money, Combs sexually assaulted her on multiple occasions by touching her near her breast and rear while she was undressed in the changing room. Diddy now. Richard further claims between 2009 and 2011, when she joined Combs in the group Diddy Dirty Money, Combs sexually assaulted her on multiple occasions by touching her near her breast and rear while she was undressed in the changing room. First of all, shorty, why the fuck were you getting undressed and you knew there was men around? Let me keep going. Mr. Combs frequently smacked Miss Richards' bare buttocks and often commented on her body. No, although she was skinny, she had an ass. Oh my God. You say she had ass? Y'all see how these words being tripped up? You know how many times out here in this world, fellas, how many times in the world you done stopped in a club or stopped on the street and looked at a shorty and said, damn, you got ass. Shorty, you was walking around neck, man. Listen, don't get me to talking. Y'all don't want me to get to talking. Or listen, between 2000, we take the time periods and how everybody's mentality was in these certain periods, and we try to equate them to what's going on now. In 2008, 2009, depending on what city it was in, say it was in Miami, right? All the girls, anybody frequent in Miami, all the girls on South Beach and in Aventura and North Miami across that bridge there, you know what I'm saying, before you hit Star Island, All them girls walk around with thongs, halfway dressed, whatever, right? Especially in 2008, 2000. Let it be Memorial Day weekend. Let it be Labor Day weekend. Don't forget about it. The animals is out. The animals is out. They out there and they're like, oh my God, you got a juicy ass. All that, man, it ain't nothing but ice cream flavors out there. You understand what I'm saying? Latin, black, white, French vanilla, chocolate. What you need? You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nothing out there with flavors. That's all it is on South Beach. I done lived there. I know what I'm talking about. So it's apparent that you don't understand the cultures of other places. I can't understand you trying to equate your trajectory when you live in Ohio or you live in you know, like I don't know, man, Wyoming. You understand what I'm saying? And you've never been around the music industry and nothing like that. And basically everything you go by is your Sunday school morals and your small little town. Well, I'm sorry to wake you up, sweetheart, but that ain't the way it was going down. And she knew that. She knew that. Dawn, you was just answering the question just a minute ago. How come you wasn't on the motherfucker, what's the name record? When you asking that? Because I could have swore somebody quoted asking you that. How come you wasn't on the Love album? Huh? The singer filed charges a day after there was $100 million. Come on, Don. Seriously, man. Who put you up to it? The Goldie put you up to it? You know what I'm talking about when I say Goldie. I ain't even gonna say that broad's name on here because I don't like her. She's such a foul motherfucker. Listen, why don't you tell the real truth, Goldie? I'm gonna call her Goldie. Goldie the white girl. Goldie the white girl. Won't you tell the truth? All right, fuck it, Aubrey. Won't you just tell the truth? You a talentless bitch. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it real. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny, but who the fuck want to hear an Aubrey album by herself? I'm waiting. Let me know. Light up the chat room right now if you want to hear Aubrey fucking solo record. Oh, all right. The singer also attests to witnessing many instances of Combs' abuse on other women. In 2009, she allegedly saw Combs throw Victoria against the wall, choke her, drag her up a flight of stairs at his Los Angeles home. Richard also alleges that she saw Combs throw a scalding pan of eggs at Me and You singer, punch her in the face, and attempt to strangle her. Okay, so you saw all that, right, Dawn? But you ain't never tell her, yo, and on the low, too, you know, he be slapping me in my ass. Bitch, who the fuck you talking to? So basically what you just said was you remember seeing Cassie getting beat the fuck up. You didn't say anything about Cassie getting beat the fuck up. On top of that, you didn't say anything to Cassie about her then man slapping you on the ass, grabbing your breast. But you know what? Let's just wait it out to 2024. The fuck out of here. Combs initially, what I'm telling you is, I'm not saying that the shit couldn't have happened. We all seen the tape. What I'm trying to tell you is, notice how certain motherfuckers are coming into. Let's just say this, right? Let's say all the shit that Cassie said. Let's say 70% of the shit is true, right? Let's just say 70% of the shit is true. All right. And if many of y'all don't know, I'm in Cassie's home state, which is Connecticut. I used to live out in the area that Cassie is from. I know her brother Roderick. Shout out to her cousin David. You understand what I'm saying? They used to be around us. Shout out to anybody that's from NL on here that can back me up on that. So make no mistake. The last time I was around Cassie was when we was at King of Diamonds. That was when T.I. was coming home from his little prison stint or whatever. And it was at, and I don't think it's there no more, King of Diamonds, a location in Miami anyway. I don't think it's there no more. But that's where we were. We all locked hands and arms as her and Puff came into Club of Diamonds or whatever. And we celebrated with all us. That's one thing. The niggas always make sure, for the most part, we got into, you know what I mean? We got into the event. We were taken care of. We never had no issues with that. Are you trying to tell me, Don Richards, that your career at the time was more important? Because if you said 2008, 2009, this was under the helm of us promoting your album. I am confused, Queen. I'm confused. Combs initially denied all allegations. The rapper settled Ventura's own $100 million lawsuit accusing him of sustained abuse just a day after it was filed last November. The lawsuit kicked off a wave of legal issues for the father of seven, including multiple lawsuits alleging rape, sexual assaults, and other instances of physical violence and distribution of revenge porn. In March, federal agents raided, and that's probably why they raided the house, because of this revenge porn shit. Now, if he did do that, I'm gonna say this: that's a federal crime. If y'all don't know that revenge porn thing, and I was trying to tell y'all that before, is it became a federal crime, and it's under the cyberbullying shit and all that stuff, or whatever. You have to look at the federal guidelines for the specifics. I don't know them offhand, but that's what it's pertaining to. So if they did raid the house, that will make a good reason why, because it was a suggestion that there was some type of revenge porn being circulated. But and many times you can say the revenge porn came from anybody. You understand what I'm saying? I remember when Kim Kardashian's tape first leaked, they were trying to figure out where that came from. It took them months. And then finally we found out it was Ray J. I remember when the R. Kelly tape leaked, and everybody was trying to figure out, well, where did this come from? Come to find out it was from somebody in, you know what I'm saying, in the crib or whatever, that had light to it. And then later on it was Sparkle's, the young girl's aunt, who was a singer named Sparkle that R. Kelly had signed to it. It was her that actually found the tapes, and she made the police privy of it. You understand? The rapper settled, the singer also attested to witnessing many instances of Combs' abuse of other women. In 2009, she allegedly saw Combs throw Ventura, which is Cassie, against the wall, choke her, drag her up a flight of stairs, and at his Los Angeles home. Richard also alleged that she saw Combs throw a scalding pan of eggs at the Me and You singer, punch her in the face, and attempt to strangle her. The rapper settled Ventura's own $100 million suit, accusing him of sustained abuse since the day after she filed last November. The lawsuit kicked off a wave of legal issues of the father of 7, including multiple lawsuits and alleged rape, sexual assaults, and in instances physical violence and distribution of revenge porn. In March, federal agents raided Combs' properties in Los Angeles and Miami as part of a sex trafficking investigation, which may have been prone, in my opinion, I'm adding this on, by someone saying there's some revenge porn tapes out there. Anybody could say this stuff. I take full responsibilities for my actions. Combs initially denied all allegations and pledged to fight to clear his name. But in May, CNN released a video footage of Combs hitting and kicking Ventura multiple times at a hotel in 2016. Combs then released a video apology and said he was truly sorry and that his actions were unexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I was discussing what I did, and I'm discussing now, he said. In her lawsuit, Richard is seeking God damn it. Y'all know what I mean. Compensatory damages for mental pain, anguish. I had a brain fart. Shit. Compensatory, damages for mental pain, anguish, and emotional distress, as well as punitive and explanatory damages for money and her attorney's fees. All right, so first of all, Don Richards, you hear me? Because I promoted your album and your singles when it was Diddy Dirty Money. Just a fact. Who want to argue? So, first of all, I want to tell all you girls this. For all you girls that now want to come forward and talk about all these allegation stuff or whatever. Listen, I saw what happened to Cassie in that video. She deserved that little under 30 million she got. You understand what I'm saying? She deserved that little under 30 million she got. You know what I'm saying? Follow what you want to. But she deserved that little 30 million she got. All right, she got her ass whooped. I see it. But that was legitimate. You just gotta write that one off, pup. All right. Hold that. You know what I'm saying? But with Dawn, baby girl, you've been around since 2008, 2009. You on multiple different publications talking about how Pup was great, how Pup helped me so much, how Pup taught me to do this. That was you. From after, let's say 2010, 2011. That was you. That was you, Dawn. Until this day, when you do interviews, up until recently, Until you did interviews, you was always speaking highly of Puff. You never said nothing about Puff Snack. And have y'all ever seen her when she was on a reality show? Y'all from Louisiana. Listen, no offense to Louisiana, but all them hoes hot in the ass like that there out there, man. I've been to Louisiana. All them hoes out there hot. And if you mad, I said the word hoe, I'm sorry. It's the truth. You were scantily clad the whole time you were doing the tour. You were scantily clad when you were changing outfits in between performances. And there's areas specifically, because a lot of girls, listen, I know it's going to sound disgusting, but a lot of women, they be on their menstrual and shit like that when they're performing sometimes. A lot of women, they have, certain things they got to take care of. Some chicks need some antibiotics. Oh, shit. Some chicks need some antibiotics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah! They squabbling out in there. Yeah!
They squabbling out there, you heard? Let me tell y'all something. I said this once, I'll say it again. There's nowhere on this earth, besides maybe a trash dump, in the crackhead's apartment, dirtier than the girl's bathroom. I don't care what nobody says. Most dirtiest place you could ever be in your life. You don't believe me? Ask clean women. Ask clean women. They'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, y'all? We about to hit the hour point. Make sure y'all hit up the Cash App. Listen, I want to do I'm gonna stay here with y'all, but I just wanted to do this real quick. I want to do a piece later on tonight for y'all. I know y'all wondering what my stance is on the debate and everything like that. And I want to do it in a real way that I do it or whatever the case may be. So I'm light right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling people, donate $40. $40 total. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to put in more than that, whatever, because y'all know I put in my work. But unfortunately, I've had to dumb these shows down to just doing them once or twice a week. And I really want to do that piece about the what's the name. I don't have to do it. And to that one person just logged off, please make sure you unsubscribe. Whenever I see somebody log off, when I'm talking about financially supporting myself or whatever, then listen, ain't no better place to get the shit than from me. You understand what I'm saying? All these other bloggers, they guessing. I was actually with the company. I actually stay in contact with people from Bad Boys. So I know certain things that y'all don't know. So I'm trying to tell y'all, it would be better off for y'all support me than supporting some guy that's just sitting in their bedroom and they ain't making no moves. I hate when I see that. It's very discouraging or whatever. But if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. I had something else planned too, or whatever. But my subscribers, I'd rather say the subscribers that I'm bringing in here, new ones. I'm just going by looking at their profiles and stuff like that. Because as many of y'all know, I go into YouTube Studio. I remove at least probably 40 to 50 people a day. That's why I've been seeing a lot of different traction because I've been in there even more heavily and just removing people. Like, you look like you got a corny avatar, or you look like you ain't really about nothing, or I see your page ain't got number 15 followers, but I can see the date that you started following me. And so at that point, I just unfollow people and I get them out of here. Shout out to the 4 people that just logged off too. And that includes you too. Please make sure you unsubscribe. We don't want people that don't support the channel. I can deal without that. I don't need people here. Because listen, look at it like this. I'm now set up in a situation where I had to partner up with YouTube. I should have never had to do that. I should have been able to always, deflect on the people and all that stuff or whatever. But what I learned was very quickly within this past 3 years, or maybe 2 years, the YouTube area has been taken over by toxic women, not good women, but toxic women. And they pretty much are the ones that sit on here and they donate and they support or whatever. In between them You get them real chicks, like them chicks that grew up with a brother, or them chicks that grew up with their father, or them chicks that grew up with their uncles real tight around them, always held them down or whatever. So they remember, and there's not even a question of that. It be chicks on here that be talking so much shit about men of color and be forgetting. Listen, it was Michael and Abdul and Raheem and them that brought that money over there to you when you was getting ready to get kicked out your crib. It was Raheem and them, you know what I'm saying, that saw you that one time and you was at the club and somebody was beating on you and they jumped them off of you. It was Raheem and Abdul and all them. You understand what I'm saying? They was the niggas that when your kids couldn't have no Christmas or whatever, they came through and spent that bread. And these women forget that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's very unfortunate. See, like I just lost somebody right there. They don't want to hear that part. So I would just encourage everybody, like I said, on top of the split we got to make with YouTube, evidently, you know what I'm saying? Which I will say this month I'm doing. I think I was doing bad last month because I don't know, like, and I'm gonna get back into the whole Puff thing or whatever, but because I think we need some more description. It's some more to talk about with that. It's not just this part or whatever, but I have to have these little segues in between to make sure people support myself and support my endeavors and what I'm doing. You know, and if they're not, then I just, you know, I fall back from doing a live thing. And I've seen a lot of other podcasts. I just heard mentioned the other night that Fresh and Fit, they're no longer going to be going live on here on YouTube. And there's a couple other vloggers. And so what's going to happen is subsequently all the good vloggers, they're getting, I won't say getting pushed off, but what is happening is they're segueing themselves into going into this uploads and that's it. You know, they really don't want to interact with the crowds anymore. The crowds are not supportive. Most of them are just supportive of really negative content per se. With my material, I have a lot of ghost listeners, which is weird as hell. Like you just sit there and you don't interact or say anything. You just sitting there like, what you gonna say next? You know what I mean? Like real weirdo shit. So I don't like people like that. So we just make sure for the people that are subscribed, we make sure we get them up out of here. So like I said, they got a funny looking profile. And this is for other new vloggers too. Please pay attention to this. Go into your YouTube studio frequently and remove people. You understand what I'm saying? Don't be scared to lose. Listen, say if you had 100 subscribers, right? Let's just say you had 100 subscribers. If you had 100 subscribers, right? And you're the lowest end on the totem pole, you better off getting rid of 25 motherfuckers and then getting them 25 back than keeping them 25 motherfuckers in the long haul when you get up to 1,000. Because now they're so embedded in the mix, you can't even find them no more. You understand what I'm saying? I had to literally go back, like seriously, I had to go back. It took me about, and I'm not lying to you, it took me about 20 minutes to scroll that whole page to get it down to where I was in the beginning. I got 2.9K videos up. And so it took me a minute, but I got down to the bottom and I looked at people and I looked at their profiles. Some of the people don't even be online anymore, B. They don't even be online anymore. So it was like, it wasn't a hard decision. I was just like, yo, because you can look at them and see the last time or whatever, but it's a lot of people that will hover on people's channels or whatever. That's why I'm very careful what I say on here. So guys, make sure if y'all want to support the channel, I will hope y'all would. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to make a minimum of $40. We're going to keep on with the diatribe here because there's more to talk about Puff or whatever. But we also have to talk about us as content creators or whatever. This is content creation. That shit that these niggas be doing over there, that ain't content creation. You understand what I'm saying? And I keep trying to tell y'all them and listen here. One thing I want to tell a lot of y'all upcoming subscribers, upcoming podcasters. Let me tell y'all something. Get away from that tea and whistling gossiping sector if you're not at a certain caliber. Don't try to come in with that gossiping and tea shit, because what you're gonna find is, especially I'm gonna plant this, I'm gonna say by March next year, you're gonna really start to see it. These channels that do this, what's the name and everything like that, don't ask me how I know, I just know. These channels that do all this gossiping and all that or whatever, you're gonna see a deducement in the ad revenue they bring in. Trust me when I tell you this. All that stuff is going to be a thing of the past. And what you're going to see is like a brick. You're going to see all these people fall off because they all got like a specialty. You understand what I'm saying? They all got something that, you know, is not to just them and them alone. And they're dangerous. They're very dangerous, you know? So you got to watch out for people like that. So guys, like I said, once again, the Cash App is on the screen. We're going to continue on. I'm not going to end the show. We're going to continue on. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot more to talk about with Puff and a lot of the stuff that we're talking about here. Please make sure you share this with your friends, family, all them folks and everything like that. Let them know, whatever. Share this with people to get money. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's what this is about. I ain't on here to make no friend. Nigga, I got friends in real life. You understand what I'm saying? There's some people I done met off here that have been ultimately cool and everything like that, but for the most part, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to trust folks on here on YouTube. I saw something very interesting. I might comment about it at the end of this. Well, I saw the homie, the Jedi. Shout out El Barrio Siempre. Salud, pana. I saw him on his channel. He was talking about something or whatever. I like how you did that too. Entrenamiento, tú sabes, nada más. Esta puñeta cabrón ahí, tú sabes, ¿no? Claro que sí, la mente ahí. That nigga's like me. So it's funny. The actual person he was talking to, it was funny. You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga tagged me and something. I'm like, yo, nigga, I don't even talk about you. Like, you're not even like on my radar, my nigga. Like, I don't even fuck with dudes like you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Shit was funny. Anyway, we're talking about that another time. Jedi, salud, bepana, salud. So listen, right? This is the thing. I'm sitting up there and this is 2009, 2000. I say this is 2000 because they got signed like, I'm talking about Diddy Dirty Money. That whole shit got formed together because it was a stagnant point where they had to play that nigga Fendi. So, and get some paperwork worked out with him. So it was more mentioned about before it actually grouped together and this whole Don Richards situation or whatever. For y'all just tuning in right now, y'all wondering what I'm talking about. We started off from here and we were actually talking about this individual right here. And I want you to see this clip if you're just now tuning in. But before I show y'all this, I want to show y'all another video, which is Puff walking through Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to G-Dep. You know what I mean? Shout out to Team T, all y'all around them, Rock. You understand what I'm saying? Live, what up? You know what I'm saying? Chrome, I heard you in the video. What up, boy? You know what I'm saying? And all my other light-skinned niggas. I swear. Anyway, let me let this play.
And they be like,
Did Diddy do it?
My gangster.
Harlem? Loaded.
First of all, it's all Harlem love. Y'all already know. It's not even saying it in front of him. You know I punches people's teeth out playing about it.
Negroes writing Luke Cage ballads and shit.
This is family, this is love, and it's all love. And he's brushing those waves. This is Booby Smooth groundwork. Harlem, you already know what it is.
Love, ain't nothing but love. Yeah.
That's one of Newton's laws.
Angelo, Salerno, Troll, Dorfman, Sally Bugs, they're gone. Who are you protecting?
Bad boy for life.
That was taken by last week. Shout out to G-Dep once again. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna link. Supposed to link that day, but it started raining and shit. But congratulations. Big up to everything that you're doing. Depp is performing everywhere right now. I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna link. I'm gonna hit Chrome, see where you at, so I can come through and see you. Shout out to T, Murder, all y'all. RP Cash. You heard? Anyway, I'm gonna make sure I catch up with you though. You know what I'm saying? There was a little joint, if maybe y'all remember, about, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, and it rained. Like, it was crazy this summer. I just have to speak on that. Like 3 or 4 events I was supposed to go to, it rained. Remember the day I was doing the joint for the old school shit? It rained. I had to like, people be thinking I'm making it up. I'm like, no, it's raining. For real. I was like, I ain't standing out in the rain for nobody. You watch your mind. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, my new rule is, man, I ain't doing nothing for y'all that YouTube don't want me to do for them. You understand what I'm saying? For real, that shit don't make no sense. Yeah, thank you. The old girl said, I remember that day it started raining. I ain't lying to you. Like, that's what I was saying. And it was like the other time I was supposed to go see G-Dep. And the same thing, it was like 2 weeks ago. The old girl, matter of fact, she donated. And we off to it. And I swear to God, too, during the morning time, it had rained, but it wasn't that bad. And so it stopped around about 12:30. Literally, I was already in NY. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh shit, whatever. We good to go. I'm on my way over to the spot or whatever. I'm thinking I got enough time because motherfuckers like, don't be the first person there. You're going to be waiting an hour and a half for anybody to start performing. I know I've been doing this for 17 years. You'll never be the first person there. They ain't going to start at the minimum 50 minutes into you being there. You understand? So I knew that. I was like, I was going to be sitting around a whole bunch of people. So at the time that he would have been performing or whatever, I started getting ready to go and get ready to show up. I'm like, the fuck? It starts thundering and I'm talking about real thundering and lightning too. Ultimately, it ended up flooding throughout the whole tri-state that day. Like the whole Jersey got hit the worst, and then like northern portions of Connecticut. Yeah, it was bad. I even did video in the rain to let people know, like, no, I'm not joking. This is abnormal. And then later on, we find out the whole tri-state, especially Jersey and northern parts of Connecticut, because there's a lot of hills and stuff up there, especially Hartford County, Tylen, or whatever. They had one video on the news where a house up in Hartford County up there in Tylen actually getting swept away in the river. Go look that up. Connecticut house gets swept away in the river. You'll see what I'm talking about. Look at the timestamp on it. It was the same thing. And the same thing with Jersey, Brooklyn. Some of Brooklyn floods a lot too, depending on where you at there. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you by the water. A lot of times on drains that don't work right and they're flood. You know what I'm saying? And the subway system. That's another thing. In Brooklyn, the subways always flood a lot. They need to revamp that, put some drainage down. That should be disgusting too. You don't know what's floating in that water. You feel me? Anyway. Moving on, let me talk about this shit right here. Dawn, I don't think Dawn got a chance in the world with her lawsuit. That's for one. I think it's going to get tossed. I think it's going to be put out, whatever. If you're just seeking some dough on the last bit of dough because you know the music business is going down, then that's on you. You understand what I'm saying? But I just can't really recollect it. And furthermore, this on the video that I just showed you, I want to give a shout out to G-Dep once again. You know, say welcome home, welcome to the progress. I've been doing the same, man. My shit has been right. I'm not doing rap right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got like 3 or 4 joints that's on my new project that are rap, but it's just 3. And the only reason I did those 3 because the people that know me for rap, they wouldn't have just liked if I just did like this trap, hip hop type R&B type shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to really, really think about it. I said, okay, well, I'm going to throw 3 joints on there. So at the very least, out of those 3 that I did do, I know there's one that's a definite, and I know the people will like it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I ain't got much longer. I'm dropping that. We in the stages now, mixing a couple songs now and stuff like that or whatever. But I get back and forth to New York when I can. One of the biggest mistakes I did, though, and I say it again, is I put my faith in like subscribers, and I had to stop doing that. So now that we partnered up with the Beast, because that's what y'all wanted to see, evidently y'all navigated me to the Beast, because I figure like that, like a man gotta eat and survive. And if a man is working and a man ain't getting paid, then that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we worked it out. You know what I mean? And there's some other opportunities that come along with this too that I'm now privy to, that I've just gotta create them and things like that. And we'll substantiate environment where I don't have to depend on the people, nor do I have to go live anymore. That's a plus side of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go live anymore. I don't have to ask the people per se. Like right now, I just ask the folks. I say, yo, y'all give me like $40 in this Cash App. I'm gonna do one of the most best political commentaries you could think of. You know what I'm saying? But it requires travel. For those that know, they'll know. For those that don't, you don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's just for, I know I'll be there until the morning. I always film outside of that. So I'll be in NY until the morning. So I got to make sure I have my breakfast, pack of cigarettes, train, round trip, and the subway. That's all you cover. 40 hours. You know what I'm saying? So you find it in your heart, the Cash App is on the screen or whatever. We can continue this. We can do this more frequently. I went to something the day before yesterday, and I wanted to film it at first. And then I said, nah, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. Anyway, I wanted to segue into something else. We didn't talk about Puff, I think, as much as I possibly could. I think that this case, and if you're just tuning in, let me just show you this video real quick. just so we make sure we exit out of that the right way and talk about this gentleman one more time for the people that just
From
tuned
the What's
in.
Going Down episode of That's My Mama.
Derek Lee Cardello Smith, sir.
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Sir, where are you currently located?
I'm located at the Ernest C. Brooks Correctional Facility, 2500 South Sheridan Drive.
Snitch.
Also known as Sean Puffy Puffs. And this is file number 24.
And he made me a financial offer of $2.3 million to allow what happened to me to go away. First off, just thank you for giving me the hearing. Thank you for setting a pretrial on this matter. Thank you, Your Honor.
There is proper service. Mr. Combs has neither appeared nor responded to this request. So I'm going to grant your motion of preliminary injunction temporary restraining order and order that the defendant and their agents are hereby enjoined temporarily for a period of 90 days from the sale, transfer, or exchange, trade, or transaction of title or deed to the property listed as the address and placed on the market by defendants for the amount of $70 million. And this property and estate belonging to or connected to defendant Sean Combs shall cease and desist any and all trades, transactions, or otherwise stop the process of any further actions on this property being continued, and this shall have immediate effect.
Most wannabes start fucking up fast and picking up speed.
I'm to date this August 7th of 2024.
This is Topple Nation.
Snitch. Down Topple Nation.
Well done, Kitty.
So many of y'all don't understand. It was $100 million judgment put against Puff. And it was in the form of a lien. It wasn't a judgment to give cash to somebody. It wasn't a judgment that he won some big victory or whatever. And then I try to explain to everybody, please be clear on who you rooting for sometimes. This man has been convicted of sexual assault over 14 times. That man that y'all saw in that video right there. He's a very dangerous individual, you understand, and not to be trusted, in my opinion. But this gentleman, if that's what you want to call him, resides right now in prison. And he was given a judgment, but the judgment wasn't in the form that you think it was. The judgment was in the form of basically a lien against any properties being sold from Sean Diddy Combs. Now, if you saw what you saw in that clip, I also put in there that this past week, Puff had put up one of his homes for sale. Some people say that the asking price was 62 million. Some people say it's 73, as high as 73 million. Depends on who you ask, for one. Number two, you're always going to have a scope like that or whatever, because the point is you're trying to get the highest price for the property you possibly can. I think when Puff originally purchased the property, he got it somewhere for 41 mil, 42 mil. So that's a good, even at the lowest price point, which would be 62 million, you still starting to gain about 21 to 21 and a half or to $22 million gain off that. You understand what I'm saying? That's remarkable for only 10 years of property ownership in that property. So with that being said, what this man basically got was, because it was said to this judge, and it's like I said, it's hard to decipher whether this judge is in on it or she's just playing the screw because she has to do her due process as a judge. And that could be a possibility too. But what was said was that this home that particularly Puff owned in Detroit, he was trying to sell it. Alongside what he was also trying to sell was his new property or whatever. Now, they say, well, he's trying to raise revenue. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that BS. But anyway, long story short, don't believe that BS. There's people that got to pay Puff out. You know what I'm saying? Diageo, whatever the hell they go by. They're one of them. Oh, yeah, I think because he lost the deal. No. They have to fulfill the prior. Nobody ever puts that in the conversation. They have to fulfill the prior commitment. You didn't know that? So Diageo, whatever the hell you want to call them, they have to fulfill that last what's the name. If they don't, they you know what I'm saying? I forgot what the terminology is in the courts, but it's something where they default on the deal and they can be sued. This is a company that used to be the distribution company for Ciroc and DeLeon. So it ain't that. No, he ain't broke. He far from broke. Matter of fact, I need to hold something, man. Let me hold $9,920. You understand what I'm saying? I put the other 80 with it, brother. And I'm dead ass. Bronx dead ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucked up over here, Chief. I still ain't get to come back up since the pandemic. The folks won't allow me to. Ain't that fucked up? I always speak on that every now and then. Because people be like, why are you always talking about the people? Like, that's a shit. The people could have got me straight months ago. Y'all get doopies and goofies. Y'all getting them right. A lot of people don't like the way I talk. They say, oh, you talk too plain. What you want me to do? Lie to you? You want me to lie to you? You want me Nigga trying to save y'all life. Some of these people, they just feed you gossip. I try to feed y'all reality, right? I don't strain for my personality. I'm not going to strain for who I am or whatever, because it'd be a disservice to y'all. Whether you white, black, polka dot, or whatever. That's why we talk about things on here, such as these cases. We talk about the migrant crisis on scene. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I be on ground zero when we talk about these fucking immigrant cases and stuff like that. Like, I be at the spots, don't I, y'all? Well, y'all that know me, don't I? I be right there pulling up. We're talking about this shit in front of the police and everybody, and don't be giving a fuck. I'm like, these niggas don't recognize this. And I said, okay, now I understand. Because other than that, I was watching the brother. I always hold them in high regard. You know what I'm saying? He an Al don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? But we took special interest with him, brother Rizza Islam. How you doing, brother? Oh yeah, he is the next one. We have to protect him at all costs. And to keep, as we would have said, calmness in this country. We need men like him. So it's important that this man see his freedom and be free. For the trajectory of the whole culture might depend on him. Shout out to Rizza Islam. Didn't I tell you, boy? He'll figure it out one of these days. Anyway, long story short, like I was saying, I can't get whether or not this judge had something to do with just doing due process, or she was put in her wits because of pure simple fact she had no other choice. You understand what I'm saying? They said that Puff was served with these papers, but Puff has not lived in that house for years in Detroit. I didn't even know there was a property in Michigan. And evidently this man claims that he's somehow or another financially involved with this little situation. How? I do not know. Because that means Puff must have had to know you a long time ago. Puff been a millionaire since probably 96, 97. All right. Once he signed that deal with Clive Davis, that deal came with money. You understand? That money came from Arista. I was in that building, 1540 Broadway, New York. My long-term listeners and did. I don't know how many lives there. I got lives where the security guard came outside, and I still can't figure out which one that is. But my old subscribers remember that. He was like, yo, I remember you. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's in that building for real, for real? The tenants changed, but the building doesn't, if that makes any sense. But at the time I was there, it was Arista, Random House Publishing, our company, Bad Boy, and a few other ones. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, moving on. I don't want to get into that. I want to get back into the specifics of this case. I think what dude's thing was, he was just trying to hate, and he was just trying to make sure them two houses didn't get sold, because he threw in his diatribe. Well, they came to me and they offered me $23 million, and I told them that wasn't enough. Homie, you might have fucked up the $23 million if they offered you that. Because now you done made it all public by doing this little move that you made or whatever, what you thought was smart, but you're not getting any bread out of this. Only thing you did was you put a halt on the sale and the future sale of anything that was coming out of those two properties. Why? Because you thought you was going to get more than that? Listen, homie, you sitting up in the prison cell right now with your 14th charge and I don't know how many years of sexual assault. You know you ain't coming home no time soon. You need to take that little 23. See, if you was a pimp, you would have took that $23 million, put that in somewhere, you know what I'm saying, an IRA or a Roth or something like that, let that shit, you know what I mean? Well, you would have been right when you got home, you know what I'm saying? You could have kept it gordito, you know what I'm saying? Still eating your ramen noodles, you know what I'm saying? Putting together your little, you know what I'm saying, some chichos, chopping up a little sausage in there, you know what I'm saying? You could have been gordito when you came home. No, you said, I'm going to push it to the limit. Push it to the limit. I might have to get that, because that's how these motherfuckers want to do, right? Push it to the limit. He pushed it to the limit. Now he ain't going to see nothing. I guarantee you at the end of this, he ain't going to see nothing. He ain't going to see a dime. And y'all don't have to believe me. Y'all can think I'm tripping. Oh, damn, you bugging. No, I'm trying to tell you, homie's not going to see a dime. Please believe that. I don't know, man. Shit's weird. I also think there's some discrepancies there in the way you guys have to see the long form of the video. I've got a 14-minute version of the video that's also on my page. Y'all guys go check that out. A little bit more detailed or whatever. Of course, I threw in the keys and the giggles. You have to, but to keep the retention and attention of these audiences. But you'll get the drift of it. You'll get a little bit more extensive play on what was said and everything like that. But honestly and truthfully, I think the judge was just doing her due diligence. She was just doing that she had to do. There's some talk out there that this judge might specifically have it after puff. I don't believe so. I think, if anything, I don't think this is the type of woman that needs to clout chase. I mean, she might buy in for a minute of it or two of it or whatever. And once some people start getting on the internet and they start, really going at her, then you're going to know something else. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, shout out to homie. But watch when you celebrate for some of these people or whatever and ask yourself. That's the same thing I said about Don Richards. We didn't actually worked around Don Richards. We promoted her album, Diddy Dirty Money. You know what I'm saying? And did it hard. Shout out to everybody that worked on that project with us. You know what I'm saying? Almighty Sean Press. You know what I'm saying? What up, big bro? You know what I'm saying? I know I'll be bugging on here sometimes, but you got to do it like that, Press, because these niggas be, let me stop. You know what I'm saying? If you would have known me, it ain't weird, but if you know me. But some people be like, Marshall, why you talking like this motherfucker? And you know what I'm saying? It's me. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all though. Fuck you think I'm doing this for? You know what I'm saying? You think I would be sitting up here trying to explain some shit? Like a lot of people get it fucked up. This is my team. I can't escape that. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not going to be like one of these sucker motherfuckers like, oh, we've reached the end of the road. Let's tell on everybody. Or let me talk about, let me pretend that you're a friend for years. And then when we get to the end, no, you go down with the shit with us, bitch. Ain't no grabbing no life preservers and shit like that. Niggas go rob a bank. You ever seen the movie The Town? Everybody in the movie, he told homeboy, he was like, listen, I need you to come with me. I can't tell you what we're going to do. We're going to hurt a lot of people, and that's it. He said, what car are we driving, yours or mine? Y'all remember that movie, The Town, with Ben Affleck? I'm trying to tell you, man. You guys are not dedicated like that no more. Yeah, now you're basically individualists and opportunists. And individualists and opportunists never get anywhere. Before, opportunists or individuals will be looked at as pawn as a scavenger. You like the crabs and the shrimp. They eat everything that everybody else don't eat. You feel me? So nah, I ain't turning on my niggas. I ain't sitting up here snitching. Hey, guess what? So-and-so said for what? A whole bunch of motherfuckers that won't even donate $40 to you, nigga. You better think. And that go for any of y'all that's been in the music industry. Stop talking to these motherfuckers. You are not. They get more out of it than you do. I'm gonna say it again for you. They get more out of it than you do. You don't get nothing from it. I figured that out a long time ago. I worked in marketing. I was like, what the fuck I'm gonna get out of talking to you for? Like, what the fuck do I get a couple, I get what, $100 here, $100 there? That's why I said, yo, it was time to give up on talking to the people, because the people are subjective to who you pandering to. You understand what I'm saying? That's the problem with social media, is where it's become that little period during, let me tell you something, that little period during the pandemic where everybody got on here, it's all adjustment on YouTube, where you started getting people on here that literally had never blogged in their life, never really been in social media in their life. I was prior to that. You know what I'm saying? I did radio in Arizona for probably 2 years with OG Mac Drama. Shout out to OG Mac Drama. Shout out to Dev Atney. Brick Squad. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Dev Atney and all of them. Walker, what up? 1017, man. What's going on? Josh, what's going on, boy? You know what I'm saying? People know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about. OG Mac Drama ain't no lightweight. I've never been around lightweights. You know what I'm saying? Never. That's when people be making a mistake with me. You think the people I hang with is pussy. Oh, no. You should look a little bit harder. Don't hang around no punks. I ain't never hung around those poor niggas. Ever. Everybody I hang around with, they'll do the same thing to you I say I do to you. And probably quicker. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I got a hesitation point. My niggas, they don't so much. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people will be like, yo, son, you want us? I'll be like, nah, you cool. Just chill. I be having my own crowd of people I gotta tell chill. Some people be in my, like, y'all don't understand. It be some people of caliber in my chat. My homie, he saw the thing when me tagged in the other shit the other day. That's why he was like, yo, is that nigga that be down there? But I was like, yeah, that's that same nigga. Worst thing you could have did was tag me in that shit the other day because my people didn't know what you look like. That was the worst thing you could have done. Let me tell you something. I'm going to talk about this as incognito as I can because this sucker ass nigga want me to talk about him. A lot of people think I be joking when I tell y'all that was a full-on conspiracy. And it's funny because the nigga that was talking about this the other night, this is why I'm mad. Shout out to the Jedi, man. I know I don't be over there, but I be liking this shit. You don't peep it, but I do. But I mean, let me tell you, I don't know what transpired or whatever, and this is why I'm glad to move away from that beef sector and all that shit or whatever. I let King Payne trick me into coming over to that shit. But let me tell you what I mean. There's a whole little sector here on YouTube. There's about 3 or 4 of them actually, but they all seem to be having the same characteristics. They're usually all urban with a few sprinkles of white people here and there, but they usually are mostly urban. There'll be people in there that claim they're educated, but educated people wouldn't even be in those spaces, and they wouldn't be carrying themselves, and they wouldn't be interested in gossip. Educated people are not interested in gossip. That's one. You know what I'm saying? Educated people are interested in things that are educational. So I always throw floor to that. Plus, my aunt was like my 3rd grade English teacher. That's why I know educators. Like, an educator ain't gonna get themselves into spilling the tea and all that or whatever. Who does that is opportunists. People that are also capitalists because there's money to be made off this shit. So let's just say who you are for who you are. Let's not pretend you're something else that you ain't. Is that fair? All right, cool. So with that being said, there was this dude that be out here. I'm just gonna call him a dude. He be out here all the time, and he be in the middle of shit. You know what I'm saying? I thought dude was cool, and he was actually coming over to my page for a minute. This is the 3rd or 4th time I had this happen. I thought dude was cool, and he came over to my page, and at first he was acting regular. Then I don't know if he looks for connections. I don't know how he really thinks. He's a real conniving motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I noticed about. Very conniving. And so he then persuaded one day to keep on going in on something. I was like, yo, my man, I ain't even trying to talk about no shit like that. And I think at the time it was about like some Jaguar rice shit, which I want to have a real quick word about that too. And I was like, yo, homie, look, man, I don't want to talk about that. I forgot how it went down, but he got mad about it. And so I was like, yo, my nigga, you on my channel though. Like, well, go on your own channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talk about whatever you want to over there. That's a funny thing too. These niggas are coming to your space and think they can control your space. Nah, you ain't controlling nothing. I'm a one-man band, son, unless I need backup. You know what I'm saying? I've always been like that. That's a surprise about me. You think, oh, this nigga ain't go through that. This is one nigga. Then all of a sudden you got like 30 niggas around you like, oh, shit just got real. Yeah, shit just got real, nigga. I told you. See, that's my thing. I told you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you don't choose to believe, but if you watch me here on camera, I'll make you a believer real quick. Nigga, I'm like this all the time. You understand what I'm saying? You just don't get it. So anyway, he was over here. He was talking shit or whatever. I ignored it or whatever. Then he started going extreme, so I went extreme. You understand what I'm saying? But the whole time, what it really was, he was trying to bait me into some shit so I could get attention drawn towards, so he could get attention drawn towards himself. It's a very small channel. And so I said, under barely over 1,000. And so I said to myself, I said, all right, man, you know, it is what it is or whatever. I went back and did the shits and giggles with him. But at a certain time, I just stopped hollering at you. I'm like, all right, nigga, somebody got to die then. Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like if that's how you feel. And so he took acknowledgement of that. And ever since then, I believe him, these other 2 chicks, why I can confirm one of them did. But these other two chicks that he's involved in, because he kind of pops around and goes back and forth from podcast to podcast. And he specifically channels in. And I always watch out for men that do this, ladies. If you find that there's men and you see them on multiple different gossiping areas, play them niggas from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I started doing. And that's why the King Payne nigga had a problem with me when I pointed out. Later on, he found out I'm telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because these bitches was running around, man, and them wild ass hoes he got over there. Them bitches be over here talking about him, be over here talking about him, then run back over there and smiling with him. I'm like, nigga, you want motherfuckers like that around you, but you mad at the nigga that's like, yo, that's the homie right there. You know what I'm saying? That was the approach I was taking with the nigga. That was mistaken. I'll never do that with no new niggas no more. I forgot I was talking to a type of nigga that ain't used to niggas like that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no real homies. That's what it is. He ain't got no real homies. He might have one nigga to look at them. You know what I'm saying? But that's it. Most niggas, they don't have niggas like that. And that's the same thing with this dude. So this dude, he was sitting up there, whatever, talking what he was doing or whatever. But I figured out something. I said, yo, let me find out these two motherfuckers, because I had two motherfuckers in my chat room. And they were trying to tell people where I was at, when I was there. Then they followed. What happened was subsequently, they had 3 police officers run up on me. If many of y'all remember that video, y'all saw that video. Didn't nobody give a fuck. It was that day I changed. Oh man, that was the day I changed right there with this YouTube shit. I was like, oh, these niggas, see what I mean? This shit all fake, son. Ain't one motherfucker asked me, one motherfucker asked me if I was all right. Ain't one motherfucker just, hey, yo, here go $10, man. I'm sorry you had to go through it. And there was some people that was lying on me, and it was crazy. So that's why I distanced myself from that YouTube shit. I said, nah, man, fuck that. That's why you only get a live from me like once or twice a week. That's it. Like I don't do that no more. Hey, what's going on, Tina Gray? Ain't shit, man. You missed the best part, man. I just got done talking about the puff shit or whatever. I ain't really trying to regurgitate on that because I spent like an hour and 20 minutes. And but basically I can give you the highlights on it. You know, we were just talking about this dude and how he had 14 charges against him for sexual assault, and a lot of people was applauding him for getting this $100 million judgment. But it is it's a lien against him selling the houses. So there's one home in Detroit that's under discretion, and then there's another home which y'all all know, which the whole raid took place out there in California, that's under question here. And so this past week, Puff decided to sell one of the properties, depending on who you asking, between 62 to 73 million. The house was originally purchased at 41 million, so it's a substantial gain, I would say. And so now, you know, if he sells the house, the proceedings are halted, basically. Meaning halted from sale, got you, mama, halted from sale, etc., etc., etc. So I wanted everybody to understand that this man that won this judgment, he's actually in jail right now for another offense. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of odd to me that I see so many people they sit up there cheering for a sexual assaulter. Y'all have to start paying attention to details, my people. La gente negro, la gente latino, you have to be creo que sí en la mente. You understand, niggas? You have to be. Even the blanquitos, you got to be specific. All that small talk shit y'all be talking about go right out the window if y'all don't get into details. Out here applauding this motherfucker. He got over 14 sexual assault cases. Man, what the fuck? Anyway. Yeah, Tina, make sure you go check that out. You know what I mean? I'm not going to rehash that again because it bores some people. They don't like my interpretation of it. They feel my interpretation is biased. It's not biased. It's reality. You know, it's reality. And there's a lot of skeptical things that come in. I guarantee you this. I guarantee you within the next, I'm willing to bet this. And to my best nigga, I bet you $100 on here, whoever listening. I guarantee you within the next coming days, there's going to be a heavy discussion about that judge that's going to filter in to the regular news. You understand what I'm saying? I guarantee it is. And a lot of things are going to come into question with that lady. It was too speed ready. She acted like the only person's interest that she was willing to listen to was this 14. And she was very friendly with him, which was also weird. Did you find that weird? She was very friendly with this. This is a woman being friendly with this 14-time sexual assault victimizer. I said, well, damn, a nigga don't stand a chance. What the fuck is going on in the world, huh? You very rarely see that. So that's why I think she was just doing due process, you know? And Puff, if you listen, to show up at the goddamn court here and get that shit knocked the fuck out the way. You heard me? All right. And send me $9,920, nigga. I'll put the other 80 with it. You know what the fuck I mean? Anyway, long story short, the fuck Cash App on the screen, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? I told you got to start handing out some change. You did step 1. Start doing step 2, 3. Make sure some people get some money in their pocket, nigga. That way you have more niggas like me out here. You busy feeding these bitches when you can feed niggas under 10 grand. You got to build your army back up, fool. You ain't got no army right now. You just a lone soldier. And being a lone soldier, what you're facing ain't the best of abnormalities. You can say, oh, well, I've got this type of support. No, nigga, niggas need to see it. Because once they see the support, you'll have other people that want to come out of the darkness and now they want to support you. Right now, you're sitting stagnant because you look like a greedy motherfucker. And that's the way I got to say it. Change the public perception of you quickly. It's going down in the dumps. I can't do this too many times for free. Fuck all that shit. I like you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I like it. But shit start mounting up. I'm just saying. I got you on this one, though, because there's definitely some chuck with this. To show some incentive to your boy, too. This professional, nigga. Holla at me. Screen have a type on there. If you hit something with it, I'm going to let y'all know. And I want to say this to other rappers and people in the industry to listen to me. Your boy need $9,920. Who got it? You're going to hear that fall on deaf ears, people, because I'm going to tell you why. They know if they donate a dime to me, it look like they supporting Puff. Ain't that crazy? Because of my attachment to the company. They know if they donate to me, they making their self look, they feel like they making their self look weak. No, you look weak in front of these women who y'all gonna be submitting to. Little do y'all know in a few minutes here. The toxic brand of them, not the good women like the been in here like Tina and the old gal and people like that. I'm not just saying that because they support the channel. I'm saying that in general. Them women I can tell from a mile. I know when women are genuine and when women are fake. I'm very good at picking up on that. You know what I'm saying? If you've been in Dallas, you've been in Vegas, and you've been in Cali, and you've been in Miami, you understand that very quickly. You understand what I'm saying? So let me tell you something. There's a lot of artists and people out there that know I'm part of their genre and I'm part of the shit. I'm working on a new project. I'm paying my own money to do this, paying my own money to do that. Hell, I'm even back on some bills. And it's sad because I be sitting on here a lot of times taking up for these music industry motherfuckers. And I understand what y'all saying too. Damn, them niggas don't do nothing for it, nigga. Nah, I'm not on the payroll like that right now. Should be, right? But I'm not. I should be the main nigga. So when y'all get a chance, y'all go ask that question then. You know what I'm saying? Maybe y'all feel different. I don't know. Some niggas will say to you, well, you're a man. That's the whole point. There's no support system. Let me tell you something. Motherfuckers, I have this to say, and then have this to block what they're saying. Motherfuckers will be out here, and I'm just saying this in general from my perspective. You don't have to agree with this or whatever. If you don't agree with this, then you don't even get economics, in my opinion, and you don't get how infrastructure works within the culture. So let me say this. In other cultures outside of African-American culture, this is for the men, outside of African-American culture, because a lot of time I come under guys, so I have to say it like this, because they'd be like, well, you're half Cuban, how can you say that? You know, and all that stupid shit or whatever, this Johnny-come-lately rhetoric that they got. But anyway, with that being said, a lot of you guys come into the fray where you're thinking, oh, well, to be a real man, you don't support other. Let me tell you something, my boy. No, it don't happen like that. And there's no age cutoff point to it or nothing like that. The reason that most of these cultures are able to supersede you is because the men in their cultures always help the other men. The reason that the women are able to supersede you right now, socially and job-wise and wealth-wise, is because they have adapted these tactics. They learned these tactics because they were educated themselves and they understood it, and I have to say, this is basic sociology. That's how society works. When the men figured this out, which they had it figured out before, but they don't anymore. What I mean is, and I've said this a million times, if I was Jewish, I could go to the Jewish community right now. It wouldn't matter if I was 15 or 50. I need a loan. I'm going to get it. I'm not going to have to pay any interest back. If I went to the Italian community, I might have to pay the interest back. But I'll get the money I want. If I go to the Latin community right now and I say, this is the amount of money I want to, and I go to certain people, yeah, they're going to, give me a certain amount of time to pay it back. They're going to tell me, but I'll get the money I need. You understand what I'm saying? There's a reason why I don't, but there are people. Salud, la gente latino, pero la Honduras, los dominicanos, tú sabes, negrica, la familia ahí, tú sabes, that then looked out. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like you guys have got to start learning. I noticed that the men are the only group of men that sit online all the time. And I notice it's more and more and more and more. It's too many Black American dudes out here with the tea and the sass every day. Guess you learned it from your mama, huh? But y'all ever notice that? It's a lot of men on here with the tea and the sass every day here on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about sexual orientation wise. I'm talking about these are literally heterosexual men with female tendencies and attributes because they grew up in households solely with women. And this is where the actual women that y'all grew up solely, how they went over top of you because they know how to come together. Let a woman say she's setting up a business tomorrow and see if that motherfucker don't get flooded. Kamala Harris, in all respects and measures, she had that debate the other night. I want to talk about the debate tonight, but I don't want to talk about it in the crib. So, guys, make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. We just looking for two $20 bills. Cover cost. You covering cost, a pack of cigarettes, or something to eat. Nigga gotta eat when I'm down there filming, right? And that's it, and a coffee maybe. That's all I ask, $40. Anyway, long story short, I just want to say this to y'all. When Kamala Harris finished her debate the other night, what was it, 2 nights ago? Or whatever, one of the most remarkable things about it was this. She was able to start fundraising again. Wasn't she? And every last one of them women, they ticked up and they started throwing more money in her pocket. You know why the women started supporting her more? Because of the pure, simple fact that she was a woman that was running under the blanket of saying she was a Black woman. Most of them, not all of them, but a lot of them. A lot of people don't realize this, and Corey brought it up the other night, shout out 5150, and I'd almost forgot about this. The brother that's a professor and put in tons of work, and I got to talk about him. He did put in tons of work because he's right up the street here. You understand what I'm saying? He's right up the street here. Dr. Cornel West has been running for president. I think this is the second time trying to run for president now. A Black American man that comes out of the 60s and 70s. This man knew Martin Luther King. Always been there on front line. This man is a Harvard University professor. That's why I said he's right up the street, Massachusetts, less than 3 hours from here. And I'm thinking to myself, nobody's mentioned him. Nobody's talked about him, including in the Black American community or the Latin American community. Nobody's even talked about this man running for president except for a small constituency of people. Look it up. Cornel West, he's running for president. How come he wasn't able to make that same amount of money that Kamala Harris was? Even when you saw third-party people running, like Green Party, things like that, or whatever, if it was a woman, she was able to raise substantially more money than the opposition will. Well, I can tell you, especially if she's a white woman, no offense. I can tell you why. Gender does play a role when it comes to Black American women. I do believe that because they I can say inadvertently support each other. Doesn't matter what the cause is. This is why I try to give examples to y'all about the brick woman. The brick lady says she got hit with a brick by some dudes. What they do? They gave her $40,000. Carly, what was that girl's name? Carly or whatever her name was. It said the baby was on the highway and they had kidnapped the baby. Remember all that mess? They gave her $40,000. Even though they took it back, women supported her. When I pointed out the fact with the other girl, what was the other girl's name? The Gorilla Glue girl. She put glue in her hair. People gave her $40,000. It was women collectively. So there's no mistake about it that the women stick together very thoroughly when it comes to it. I use Kamala Harris because the night that she announced that she was running for president, she raised almost $80 million within 48 hours. But the men they can't even get Cornel West in a real way out in front. What is wrong with y'all? All the men that ain't voting for Trump or ain't voting for, Kamala Harris, go over there and put your vote in for motherfucking Cornel West, man. Or at least see what he's talking about. Does this brother go back to your mother, your grandmother, and everybody else in your family? Cornel West has got to be like the same age as Trump, damn near it. Or maybe even older. Cornel West maybe like 80, 81. I'm not sure. I know he's older. Somebody look that up and let me know how old Cornel West is, man. But salute to that man. That man has done remarkable things. And nobody's even mentioning him running for president in the black space. They're only mentioning Kamala. And like I said, it would be such a gratitude for me tonight to do a full online push about her. But yeah. So we're going to do this, man. It's at the hour and 40-minute mark. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and end this. There's no support here. And as y'all know, I only go an hour. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say once again, if y'all get the chance, go out there and check out Cornel West or whatever. Yeah, guys, we ended. I'm sorry. Make sure you go back to the beginning and listen to it. We was trying to make sure we got a little $40 in here. We was going to try to make some moves for y'all tonight, but unfortunately that ain't going to happen. So there will be no later show tonight. Like I said, for my people that are my long-time subscribers, I'll be doing this like maybe once or twice with the live thing. I'm not really concentrated any longer. I got to get going. I'm not concentrated any longer really trying to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Trying to go for the Cash App method. I think the Cash App method is out for me, and it's just fully just getting paid. But what's the name? There's a lot of obstacles you come through when you're a masculine man of color here on YouTube. It's very gender biased. It's kind of becoming like TikTok. TikTok is very gender biased. You can say whatever you want to say as a woman on there and get away with it. But if you say something as a man, they knocking you off. But the bad thing about it is ain't no man that's going to help stand up with you unilaterally at the same time. Be like, this is wrong. It just doesn't happen evidently unless it's, by the premises of wherever it happens. The other thing is that you get a lot of women in a certain percentage, not all, but a lot of women in a certain percentage from multiple different races that just have a pure how they feel about men of color when it comes to donations or anything else. So unfortunately, that's one of my realities too. Why would you think that I would have 17.4K subscribers, but seemingly can't raise $40? And that sound kind of odd to you. So that's the reason behind that. The other reason is I had a whole campaign go out against me, call me all kinds of things or whatever. But if you look in reality, I'm the only person that you will run into that actually does videos of what I buy with the money that I do receive when I receive it. At this point, I haven't been donated to in like a month? Well, only 3.5 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And it's just an ongoing onslaught, whether it's from one of two audiences. I won't necessarily say, well, one of them I could definitely necessarily say it's the podcast himself. You know what I mean? That motherfucker has went out of his way to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he gonna pay for that one day. I ain't even worried about it. I'm just letting him fly. But the other one, you know what I'm saying? I would say more so his subscribers and his subscribers lying to him. Hopefully this goofy motherfucker will get that one day. Other than that, I'm done with it. I don't even give a fuck. We'll keep the video, keep all that shit or whatever. Because if you ever see me in person, don't get it fucked up because I will drop you. You understand? Like if it's on some friendly shit, that's cool. But outside of that, I will drop you, my nigga. So other than that, you know what I'm saying? I want to tell everybody have a good afternoon. Unfortunately, we're going to have to end right now. I had a couple other things I wanted to talk about, but yeah, that's the vibes. Anyway, y'all enjoy your evening. Unfortunately, we won't be going live giving that commentary because of the lack of finding $40 in donations. We won't be doing that commentary about the presidential debate. And it's kind of sad, too, because I had some pointers in never mind. Who cares?